All right, so welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, then you probably don't know that I have not posted a single video on this channel for the past, I don't know, what is it, like 5 years? So we're taking a different approach with this channel, slightly different. What we used to post on this channel was entertaining content, interviewing drunk people, streets of San Diego, yada, yada, yada. You can see some of my old videos, very, very fun. And I actually might put some more of that kind of content, that kind of entertaining content here on this channel at some point. Because, I am here in Medellin, Colombia right now, and we have been recording that type of content out here. So why am I starting this channel now? Well, for years now, people, my friends, have been telling me, men, you need to teach guys what you know about women, dating, riz, social dynamics, masculinity, everything in between, right? And I finally feel that after 11 years of being in the game, consciously learning about this stuff, that I can actually provide really good value to the guys out there who need to learn this stuff. Because I feel like there's so much information out there that is really, really confusing people. And I want to make this simple for guys again, right? So let me pull up my notes here because I am a human. I don't remember everything I'm going to say. So let's see. Why am I starting up this channel again? Why am I recording this video? What is it? What's the reason behind all this? Well, I realize how fucking difficult it is for guys today in the dating market, right? Like, it's to navigate the dating journey today is fucking very difficult. I mean, to be honest, for like 99% of guys out there, the dating market is it's just brutal. It's so brutal. And, the world of dating, the dating market, it's constantly changing. It's very, very dynamic. And you need to kind of always be ahead of the curve. You need to have a strategy in today's world to even have a fighting chance of having the dating life that you actually want. For most guys trying to navigate the land of women today, it's absolutely lonely. It's very brutal. It's maybe even scary. It's very painful. And I want to give guys a real chance to actually attract the women that they want, they desire into their lives. And now, after being over a decade in consciously learning this stuff, I finally know for a fact that I can actually provide real world value, give you guys the good stuff, and give great value in this type of content, this type of advice, in the world of dating, in the world of masculinity, in the world of women. My goal for this channel is to give you guys more real world, practical advice, content that is of value to you in my free content than most guys out there are giving in their paid content. I used to be a very socially anxious kid, very, very sexually frustrated. I was never really a natural with women. I was like that stereotypical nice guy that, they could be friends with, but never really had that raw, visceral desire for. And I mean, I was normal enough where I was cool, but it was really usually just the extent of that. I grew up in an Asian household, strict parents, strict Vietnamese parents. So, I don't think they intentionally did this, but they raised me to be very passive and shy. I'm a very different guy today, right? I'm still the same me to my core authentically, but as far as my skill sets, my mindset, things like that, very, very different. And, after just years of never winning with girls, never winning with women, and just seeing I remember this so vividly back in college. I would be in my dorm room and I would go out to get snacks at 7-Eleven, and I would see on the streets all these frat guys just going home with beautiful, hot, pretty, sexy women, girls, and I was just there at 7-Eleven buying snacks like a dork, going back to my dorm room and watching Netflix. And it just hurt so much. I just remember how frustrated I was. And I remember that at the end of that semester in college, the pain was so strong that I decided then and there that I was never going to have this issue again, and that I was going to fix this problem, because I knew that if I didn't fix this issue, I was headed down a very, very dark path, and who knows what I would have done. I feel like I would be in very, very different time, like lifeline right now. It'd be like another parallel universe. Men would be, there would be a very, very insecure, incel men. So yeah, I was very, very deathly afraid of that reality. So I wanted to move away from that as much as possible, as soon as possible. So I dedicated that winter break to fixing the problem. And, I'll share a little bit more about that later, but I learned a lot. It's been 11 years in the making. I've learned so much. And fast forward today, my life is, my dating life is abundant. I mean, women naturally like to be around me. It's not just in a friendly way. They typically are very, very attracted to me. And I also have a lot of female friends that I tend to friend zone myself, just because when you have an abundant dating life, it looks like that. Like you have female friends, and you have the ones that you are actually attracted to, and you want to have nice, have good fun with. So, and also these days I can easily grow my network with high value guys, really cool individuals, things like that, respectable men, because they see me with hot girls. They see me with pretty women. And, when you are around pretty women, naturally guys want to be around you because, one, they respect you for being able to have that type of life, to be able to be around pretty women. And, when you have pretty girls around you, naturally men will be there as well. And these days, too, my friends all come to me for advice about women, dating, things like that. Naturally, they come to me when they have an issue with a girl, and I kind of share my wisdom with them and guide them in the right direction, as poppy men would do. I'm going to let you know right now, to tell you about this channel, what you can expect. Before I do that, the best way to tell you what this channel is about is to tell you what this channel is not. This channel, just so you know, is not about hate. Okay, I don't hate on you. I don't hate on other guys teaching this stuff. I don't call them losers and whatnot. Like, obviously, I'll probably poke some fun at them sometimes, like just, for fun, call them dorks and whatnot. Because, I used to be a dork myself. But to me, really nothing's more disgusting than someone talking shit about a guy who's trying to figure all this stuff out when they used to be in the same boat not too long ago. It's so disgusting. It's like, man, you used to be in the same boat, yet you're fucking making dudes feel like shit for being like, come on, man, be a little bit more empathetic about this stuff and guide these guys. And so I'm not here to spread hate. I'm not here to have any fucking super negative, interactions with other dudes in this space, in the manosphere. I don't argue with those people, and I don't give any attention to that shit. So I also recognize that everybody is on their own path. Like, this is 11 years in the making for me. There has been different phases throughout this journey of mine, and there's still so many more things to learn. There's still many more mistakes to be made. This is a part of the process of the game. It's part of the journey. And this is the most exciting, actually, I think this is the most exciting, fulfilling part of the journey, is that there's always another level. There's always another girl that could kind of pull you in a different way and makes you think a little bit deeper about the topic of women. So yeah, that is one of my biggest values, just as a man, and what I hope is transferred to the people watching this channel is to always be a forever student. Like, I will always be a student of the game. I mean, I've been in the game for 11 years now, consciously thinking about this stuff. And I would say I know more than 99% of men about the topic of women, dating, things like that, masculinity, about navigating the land of women. And yet I feel like I've still barely just scratched the surface. Like I know 1%, and I feel like, and that's more than most men know. And I feel like I'm barely scratching the surface. You will also see me constantly in the field testing the things I say to back it up. You will nothing I say on this channel or any type of advice or tips I give will be things that I haven't tested for myself. I would hope that you actually take what I say and don't just take it for face value, but to actually go out there in the world and test it for yourself to see if it actually works for you. I will tell you everything I know about this topic with the understanding that there's still so much to learn. There's still so much to know. And the paradox of, immersing yourself in the land of women is the more you learn, the more you realize there's just so much more to learn. That said, very, very few people know or have as much experience in this or have been thinking about this as long as I have. So this is what you can expect. I'm going to give you high-level principles in the game. Why? Why am I going to give you high-level principles? Because I actually want to equip you with the ability to think for yourself when it comes to dealing with women. Like, I'm not going to give you canned lines. I'm going to give you the thought process behind coming up with your own lines in the moment so that you never have to worry about what to say again. I also want you to know that I also tend to talk in abstract ideas, and then I break them down with examples, more practical ideas, more practical things to do, more practical action items. But always let me know in the comments whether something I say doesn't make sense, and I'll make sure to break it down and explain it further in a future video. And also you might even get more of my entertainment content that I used to do back in the day, where I would interview drunk, fun, crazy people on the street. I'm in Medellin, Colombia these days. It's a little bit of a different vibe here, but it's still very, very fun and interesting. And I'm also going to give you my perspective on dating while traveling. I've made Medellin my home base here, but I also like to travel around, and dating in these different countries is a little bit different. Women are fundamentally the same in nature, in the way they are, but obviously there's nuance in culture. So I'll give you my perspectives on dating in different countries. On that note, why should you even care about what I have to say? Well, I've been consciously learning about this stuff, Riz, game, masculinity, social dynamics, psychology for the past 11 years. I've made just about every mistake in the book. Every mistake that 99.99% of guys have made, I have made myself. And I have thought about it and processed those emotions and thought about them consciously to be able to explain this stuff. I also broke every red pill rule out there. Looks, money, status. I mean, obviously, you can tell I'm a pretty big boy. I am working on that. I've lost quite a bit of weight, actually. I used to be a lot bigger and rounder. My max was like 295 pounds at one point. I'm 240 pounds today. Gonna be jacked and ripped at some point very, very soon. So brace yourselves, because it'll be game over for you. But yeah, that's to say, I broke every red pill rule, looks, money, status, yet I still was able to get girls. I'm not very tall. I'm 5'9". I don't have a ton of money. I mean, I make decent money, but I wouldn't call myself financially wealthy. And I'm not famous, All those things in mind, I still get girls. I still have an abundant life when it comes to dating, because I have the skill sets that have always been with me and I've always taken with me. So I haven't had an issue bringing more girls into my life when I need them. So yeah, I'm not rich when it comes to finances, but I am absolutely rich when it comes to my mind and my spirit. And I would argue that that's more important than anything, because you have to be rich in your mind and spirit before you can be rich anywhere else. Now, am I working on all these external factors of value? Absolutely. Always. I believe in making the best of your life and become the best version of yourself. Absolutely. But you'd also be surprised how little women actually give a fuck about any of this shit. Like, you'd be surprised how little women actually care about all these things that most guys in the manosphere say is absolutely the most important thing. They do matter, but it's just not as important as they make it out to be. The other thing is you can expect for me to not bullshit you. I mean, I'm going to give you my authentic answer from my perspective every single time. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit, and I'm not going to beat around the bush with you. I'm going to be very direct, because that's how as men talk. We like direct language. And so you can expect my full authenticity, my experience. I'm not going to bullshit. We all have a very unique human experience here, and I'm going to be helping you as much as I can from the best of my knowledge. I'm going to teach you what I know in a way that you can apply it, that feels most authentic to you. And most importantly, I know where you are coming from as a man. I know what it's like to not feel sexually desired by a woman. Like it just hits you on such a primal, deep biological level when you feel that women don't want to sexually reproduce with you. It's literally saying, hey, I don't want you to multiply. I don't want to have babies with you. And it really hurts for a man, you know? So I understand. I really understand that experience, and I can help with that. I want you to know I'm just a normal guy, you know, who's figured out all this stuff. And that's why I can teach you. There's really no difference between me and you. I am you, you are me. The only real difference between me and you is that I've been thinking about this stuff for way longer than you have. I've been thinking about women. I've been thinking about masculinity just way deeper, way longer than you have. And I've processed these emotions and the pains and the mistakes and figured them all out so that I can explain it to you on the other side of the screen there. So I am you, you are me. There's really no difference between me and you. Anything that you see me do, I guarantee you can do as well. Now, to end it all off here, I want you to know that you're going to get real, tangible, practical, and even sometimes abstract value from my content. So let me know down in the comments what your biggest challenge is when it comes to the world of women, the land of women, navigating that world, the dating market, things like that. Leave that down in the comments. I'm also going to leave a link in the description to my email newsletter, The Men Manifesto, where we go deeper into the insights with the content. I give you updates and just overall game in life in general. Also, I want you to know I'm not gonna tell you to like or subscribe to my channel. I'm a huge believer in real recognizes real. And if you feel compelled to do so, like if you actually got value from something I said, then I invite you to do what feels right to you. Now, if you feel like something I've said has struck a chord with you, has really resonated with you, and you know of a brother who could probably benefit from what I'm saying, then share it with him. You know, it could probably save his life. You never know. Now, that is all I have to say for now, guys. Peace. Love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video.